Mm-hmm.
Hi guys. Guess who's on time today? It's us. We're here. Okay.
You asked me about it.
Huh?
Did I give it to you?
What? No. I just some gasoline.
See? I didn't realize it until I looked in the camera. I'm like, okay. And you didn't remind me, but then I look at you. I'm like, did I give it to you?
I asked you like 3 times.
I only heard one.
Alright.
I need a mental break.
Seriously. We are literally pushing through to get these videos recorded because like a lot is going on. But we're anchored and obedient, and we're just gonna, go ahead and jump right into our prayer. Father God, in the name of Jesus, I just want to say thank you for waking us up this morning, Lord God. I just want to say thank you for the sanity that you give us, Lord God. I just want to thank you for the peace of mind, Lord God. I ask you to continue to wrap your arms around us, cover us in your blood, continue to give us safe travel and mercy to and from all destinations. Just help us physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, Lord God. Just enlarge our territories and continue to use us as vessels to help your people.
Yes.
Take away all anxiety, all fear, all jitters, Lord God, so that we're able to just flow. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
So today we're talking about self-care. And I think that's a really, really good topic because self-care is not just going to the spa, it's also physical, mental, spiritually, emotionally, and socially. So for physical, going workout is about your sleeping schedule, so you're not sleep deprived and you're able to function correctly at work or doing your daily activities. It's also dealing with your diet and with what you eat. So, that you can stay physically active and physically fit. Social self care can be, that one on one time with family members and friends. Um, Mentally is, the way that you think. So, be mindful of that mental self care. And, when you're self reflecting or going back over your day, just don't try to think in negative ways. So, those are some things you can do for mental, spiritually, meditating and yoga. Mm-hmm. Yoga works very well with, getting connected spiritually. Like the first time, like I always meditate, but the first time I've meditated and actually like got answered is when I was like really, really still in life. And that was during our retreat. And I actually like just saw my ancestors like really just telling me just keep coming, just keep going. You got this. You're on the right track. You're on the right path. So definitely, I encourage everybody to meditate and do yoga. Because I feel like all the yoga positions are like honoring God. Like it's always lifting up your head or reaching up your arms, just honoring God in some way.
Bowing down.
Yeah, bowing down, seriously. And emotionally, just figure out some healthy ways to process your emotions because a lot of times, we suppress them or we'll be thinking about something else and take our anger out on other people. So just be mindful of how you process emotions during your day-to-day basis. And the effective self-care plans literally goes around your life and your needs. So, if you don't want to do some of the things that I'm encouraging you to do, like figure out what you like to do that's going to be helpful for you to thrive in life. Yeah. because self-care literally promotes healthy functioning and it enhances well-being. So I know there was times where I didn't have self-care routines and I felt like I was just miserable and just sinking and just literally vibrating so low because I wasn't taking care of myself. And
Mm-hmm.
self care literally builds self esteem, which enhances your self worth. So, be mindful about what you do for your self care, or how you're taking care of yourself and your mental, what you're feeding your body, what you're doing in your free time, a little Instagram. That's all nice and that's all good, but too much of Instagram will like dampen your spirit. Because I know it's been times where I've like been on there and I started like comparing and contrasting. And I'm just like, well, what I had to think? Like, these people didn't go through sickness for 20 chronic illness for 20 years of their lives. They didn't go through the trauma and the pain that I went through or endure the things that I had to endure during my childhood. So all that comparing and saying, well, I should be further in life, like, no. You have to trust and believe, trust your process and know that you are right where you need to be. And if you don't like where you need to be, you're the only one that can change that. And
Mm-hmm.
self-care can help that.
Yes, definitely. And I want to also make mention of like, I also think that self care also falls under the lines of self love, self discipline, self respect, because all of that tends to impact you as an individual. So when you love yourself, you're able to love others. When you respect yourself, you're able to respect others. When you have a level of discipline, you're able to set boundaries with other people. And another thing that I wanted to also mention that I actually had a conversation with a young man. What I forgot what it was. Anyway, he's like 25 years old, right? And he asked me like, how did you accomplish all that you've accomplished at the age that you are? You know, and one of the biggest things that he asked me, which I feel like fall in line of the self care, is how did you not get burned out? Because I've been in my profession as a master cosmetologist for a little over 20 years, and I still love it, And the thing that I told him is, I take vacations, okay? I get gone, okay? I really do. I take vacations, and truthfully so, like, that can be expensive, but I feel like as you're paying bills, you put aside money for self-care as well. Whether it's your hair, your nails, or going to the spa, taking a vacation. It doesn't have to be overseas or a long distance. It can literally be a staycation where you're just not at home. You're actually like at a hotel downtown or somewhere, somewhere where you can just woosah, And I think that is needed, especially if you have children or a spouse, like with working everyday life and the added family things that you have going on is vital. Like,
need that me time.
You definitely need the me time. Even when you're at home on a day-to-day basis, you still need that me time. Once you get the kids to bed, like, I don't know, if your kids go to bed at 8 o'clock, after 8 o'clock, let's say you have a bedtime for 10 o'clock. Once the kids are in bed, from 8:30 to maybe 9:30, take a long hot bath, meditate while you're in the tub, like those things are vital for our, not just our physical, but for our mental as well as our spiritual. Like you said, like it's vital, it's necessary in order to be able to function properly. Like you said before, if you don't take care of yourself, anything that anybody say or do will trigger you to respond in a negative way, especially if you're already frustrated and you just have a lot on you. And it's like the first thing that somebody say that you feel may be offensive to you, and they may not be meaning to offend you, and you respond in a very negative way, and it's like that in itself has started something so much bigger than what it was really meant to be.
And
So that is
stressing about that thing, and you got
exactly.
extra stress added from another situation, and that self care can help reduce that stress.
It definitely
The
can.
anxiety, the depression, that burnout feeling that he was talking about, like when you're taking these trips and you know your limits, and you're today I can't work. Cause listen, all money not good money. I need to rest my body. You have to listen to
hmm
your body. Listen, everybody having these different functions. My body just I can't. I'm sorry, I can't make it. Like, don't start feeling bad because oh, I can't. No, you have to listen to your body and understand. Like, if you do go, then you're going to be frustrated. It's going to be things that happen that's occurring that's going to like agitate you, because that's not really where you want to be. So take that me time. It's okay. Like, if people don't understand, you got to understand. You have to take care of yourself and be good to yourself before you can be good to anybody else. So it definitely will help and improve your happiness. It increases your energy. It builds stronger interpersonal relationships. So listen, there was times, man. I'm just sitting here thinking back, like we're just being open and honest, and it's no judge zone. But there were literally times where I was just like in this dark, dark space, and like I just can look back and still see that dark cloud just hovering over me, like I didn't even want to wash my behind. And don't judge me. I'm just being open and honest, because I'm at my most authentic stage in life, and it was just like I don't even know what I was going through. I know it was like the things that was happening in my household that had something to do with it. It was right after my bone marrow transplant. I like was really distant from people because nobody understood what I was going through, and everybody was like still trying to invite me out to do things that I used to. And I'm just like, I'm taking 40 pills a day. I gotta go to the hospital 2 to 3 times a week. Like, I was burnt out. So it was like, I don't know. I just felt like nobody could relate to me. So I felt like so alone in those moments. And it was just like, I don't want to say like gave up, because I could like remember sometimes still listening to some motivational speeches and doing stuff like that to try to keep me amped, or I would try to journal and stuff, but it was still like a really, really dark space in my life, like where I didn't know how I was gonna come out of it, to be honest. And in 2018, that's when I like first started like writing, like journaling, and like sending out like motivational messages and stuff. It wasn't really poetry yet. And that was the beginning for me. And then when my brother died at the end of 2018, yeah, like all self care just went out the window. I was like pescatarian 2 years prior. And then that day, I remember just eating. No, that next morning after my brother's death, I remember eating a Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit, like not caring about my diet, not caring about my mental. I didn't care about anything, like not even myself. And like in one of my poems, I mentioned how I would like look away from the mirror. And now I like barricade myself in mirrors, because like that's self care. Like, I stand in the mirror and you're beautiful. I say my affirmations, and I encourage myself and build myself up. Like, that's the form of self care for me as well. Like, just encouraging myself. Like, even if somebody else doesn't agree, like, you just have to know. You just have to believe. Like, listen, it's all about you, baby girl. You understand? Like, this personal. So self care is personal. Again,
hmm
it helps that self love, that self respect. It helps sets better boundaries. So that you're not feeling disrespected by the people around you. You're able to have those healthy relationships. Like, you're able to build a firm foundation in your life. With the people and the things that you need. Like, and it again, it's all about your life and your needs.
I totally agree with that. Totally agree with that. And I also believe that as it relates to self care, removing yourself from negative people, negativity altogether, whether it's people, family, so called friends, whatever, places that you know are very low vibrational for you, as well as things like that's another way to show self care and self love for yourself, because the more you're around negativity, the more that negativity will
influence you.
exactly influence your vibe, influence your energy, influence your mood.
Mm-hmm.
So just be mindful of that. Like that is something that you really have to consider. And as it relates to self-love, those who show you love, those are the ones that you want to be around. You know what I'm
Seriously.
saying? Like if you're able to show me love, then I know that you love you.
Mm-hmm. Water
And
will water you.
exactly, that's a good way. That's a good way to put that. That's a beautiful way to put that. Because
Seriously.
one thing about, and this is what I'm saying, when you are watering them and they are watering you, and the sun is shining, you
All
can't
they
do
can
nothing
do is
but grow.
grow.
That's all you can do, you know. And the
Seriously.
sun is positivity, you know. Like
Mm-hmm.
when I tell you all, like you just have to be very cognitive as to what you do, who you do it with, and the way you go about doing things. You really
Seriously.
do.
And where you're doing it at, because
Hmm.
the environment plays a
A
major
major
part.
part,
Yes,
yes.
seriously. And like that's why the vacations is so important. Like just to get out of your environment and see different scenery and see
Hmm.
different cultures and learn new things. And just I love traveling, whether it's a road trip, a staycation, whatever. I just love a little vacation, staycation, whatever, because it really just does something for my soul, my spirit. Like I love traveling, period. I'm like one day gonna take that world tour trip that I've always been talking about, and I can't wait till God bless me to put me in that position so that I can go to Dubai and Italy and Bali and Egypt.
Now to tag you on that, as it relates to taking those trips overseas or whatnot, like to stay at a all-inclusive resort
Oh
is
my
ideal.
God.
Like that way, like let's just say you're on a budget, you on a fixed income, you're on a budget, and you are planning in advance. You plan for that trip. So let's say this month is July, and you say I want to travel somewhere by July or June of next year. This is the prime time to go ahead and start saving your money, or even like Delta.com, AmericanAirlines.com, places like that. You are able to actually like make payments, not just with travel agents. Travel agents is a good way too, but you're able to make payments. And in making those payments, you got your round trip flight, you got your all inclusive stay where you got your food and your drinks, and you don't have to be
Mhm.
concerned with anything. And
Mhm.
you don't necessarily have to do excursions. That's not
No.
mandatory. You just want to get away and just experience life and
Relax.
relax and experience another culture, like it's beautiful. It really is. And I really think that everyone should take that opportunity because it's present. And a lot of people don't even realize that you're able to take these vacations and live life like however you want to live it. You can do whatever you want to do. It's all up to you. It's a choice that you have to make. It's something that you have to decide. And you have to be very firm about it and plan it.
Yeah,
I keep
planning.
saying plan it
Planning
because
is important.
if you plan it,
It makes
it's
things
gonna happen.
easier.
It's
Yeah.
gonna happen.
Because
Not
y'all
only
spend
does it
this
make it
money on these hookah lounges and these clubs and then materialistic
exactly,
things. And
but where your passport?
listen, invest in
Come
the
on,
passport and invest in the
definitely.
things that matter. Like, let's not keep trying to portray this rich image for
Everybody else, do it for you.
do it for yourself. Like get to that place. Like become financially free.
Hmm.
That's the goal. It is to become financially free, building that legacy, building that longevity, creating generational wealth. Like self care gonna get you on that mindset. Like,
Yeah.
come on, you're gonna become real business minded. You're gonna understand. Oh, you're gonna become more aware of yourself, and that's gonna make you look at people around you like, I don't even think you really f with me for it. I want to
Oh,
cuss.
girl,
I want to
yes,
cuss, but
yes. And honestly, I'm really at that place. I was just thinking about that earlier today. Like, you know, I'm very cognitive as to how people respond to me.
mm-hmm,
And I do look at how they respond to other people.
mm-hmm.
And when I see that you're responding to other people quite different from how you respond to me, it makes me look at our connection. you know, whatever ship we're supposed to be on. It makes me look at that ship, and I'm realizing a lot of things. And I think it's time for me to, say something about it because
I wish I had my other notebook. TD Pace is the part 2 coming out tomorrow, but he actually has a sermon on relationships. It's called Faithful Wounds. Check that out.
Okay. Look, okay.
I meant to send it to you. I wish I had the notes down here, but he gives some like really, really great points on, just the relationship with God and how God like wounds us, and but he's still so faithful to us. Like it's like for a greater cause. Like and it's like, yeah, that's deep. So but back to self-care. Check it out.
But I mean, truthfully, that's dealing with self-care because reality is we all experience relationships with people that we think are for us until their actions and reactions show different.
Yeah.
Seriously. And I'm okay with that. I'm so okay with it. And I promise you, I don't want to be in the environment of individuals who not necessarily really want me to be there and they just tolerated my presence. Like, no, I don't want that. If you are excited and happy for me being present in the room or the space or whatever, like I need to be able to feel it.
Yeah.
And I'm a person, I go by what I feel because I know that whatever it is that I feel, that's God. That's God allowing me to feel the truth, regardless of what your mouth say. It's all about what I feel. You can tell me all day long that, oh yeah, we good, we cool, I love you, whatever. But if you're not showing me and I don't feel it,
and people do that. A lot of times they stay in relationships and they know that person is for them, and that's when that burnt out feeling comes because you're literally going to be burnt out.
Because you're trying,
you're forcing it. You're forcing it. That's what it is. Don't force it.
It should be organic.
You have to love yourself enough to know, like, nah, I can do better than that.
And self-care deals with what you feel.
Seriously.
If you feel like you need to take a trip, take a trip.
If you feel like you need days off,
I'm about to say that. If you feel like you need to rest.
Seriously.
Your body and your mind and your spirit speaks to you. Trust it.
Trust it. And that's how you thrive in life, in my opinion. Like just listening to your body and feeling those feelings. And sometimes I be feeling stuff and I be having to figure out and process, like really, I have a healthy way of processing my emotion nowadays. But like then, like back in the day, like I didn't have a healthy way of processing. So I would like literally go over and replay the same scenarios in my head over and over again, like and get madder every time I replayed it. And like that wasn't healthy. Like that was just, that wasn't healthy. So let's try to literally come up with a plan to help us process these emotions and figure out why you're feeling the way that you're feeling.
And that's another thing. I'm glad that you brought that up because I was actually talking to one of my best friends and we was having that conversation. And I was telling her how I don't linger in things. I make known what I want to be known. Even after I experience something, I process what just happened or what was said or what was not said because some people think just because they ain't say nothing, that they didn't say nothing. But yeah, you said a lot when you didn't say nothing. Okay, you answered me when you didn't say anything. I'm good. So anyway, like I was saying, like even in all of that, you just have to know. You just have to know.
You really listen to yourself because everybody be like, oh, I don't know. If you take the time and sit down and just be still for a minute, a second, a couple hours, you're going to be able to understand. You're going to be able to process, oh, wow, maybe I felt like this because of that. And I know me and my mom got this joke now. So I'll call her and I'll be like, yeah, but when I was a kid, you did this. And she's like, girl, just write a list at this point. And she apologizes for those things because, then I wasn't able to express myself and say, well, Mom, I felt like this. So, I don't like how you went about that. I don't like how you said that. But now I'm like, I was able to react in this way, or I did this way because of what you said when I was a kid or what you did when I was a kid. And I'm glad we are so past that, and I'm glad we have the relationship that we have these
Mm-hmm.
days. Like it's really a healthy relationship. It's not just oh we just having fun, all fun and games. Like it's spiritual. Like she called me, she be like, God told me I need to pray for. I'm like, why? Like right on time. Like this is what I need. And she calls me with like prophecies, and it's crazy. I watched a sermon where they say, you know, how the devil tries to get the mother and daughter relationship to be torn apart because that's where a lot of our prophecies come from. Our mother, like she's, you know, God is able to give her things, you know, before He gives them to us, and yeah, I'm gonna have to find that sermon for you guys so I can tell y'all exactly where to go to find that and look watch that. But just it helps with all relationships. But I'm just proud of where me and my mother's relationship is now. So that's why I'm speaking on that one. But literally,
But that also deals with self care. Like
seriously,
even
because who don't
a
want
lot of
to?
people don't realize that um, when you're in a particular place in your life and you have a particular mindset, way of thinking, way of doing things, a lot of times that derives from your upbringing, and if you don't go back and heal those wounds, you're just gonna continue to feel what you feel and repeat the same cycle over and over again. So that really falls in line with the lingering, because what we don't realize that it can linger for years and even decades. You know what I'm saying? But when you go back and you identify those things and you talk to the individual and you on one accord, you can't do nothing but flourish. That's all you can do.
Like
so
literally
it's a beautiful thing.
I swear. And everything
and
in life is meant to grow.
If you feel like you're not going nowhere, and you find that yourself is still lingering, you just really have to know. You have to know when to let go.
Let it go. I tell people all the time, even if you gotta write it out, rip it up, burn it up if you don't want,
My baby girl got a burn book.
Yeah.
She purchased her a burn book. And she's real big on that, and she's only 18, but she's real big on expressing herself, and she will write it down and go and burn it, and
it's therapeutic.
It's
self-care
because it's a way of letting it go. That's
I give myself 24 hours. After 24 hours, you're gonna have to come up out there. And nowadays I don't even take the whole 24 hours because of where I'm at. It's just like
you don't. It's different for everybody.
Yeah,
so I shouldn't say you don't need 24 hours.
Yeah, because a lot of people.
Everybody.
Yes.
Everybody's not on the same wavelength. So I get it. I understand. But we are a lot alike in that manner because I don't go for a long period of time.
Don't dwell on it. It doesn't help anything. It actually like deepens the depression or the anxiety, worsens your
negative mood.
Seriously,
like you said, make you even madder.
Makes you even madder. Like so just find a way to process those feelings, those emotions. I feel like you keep going through the same cycle over and over. That kind of makes you mental, like that makes you. So I don't try not to do the same things repeatedly no more because it's just like I've learned from this. So learn from your lessons. Like that's self-care because it's like
that is self-care.
Yeah, you just putting all your energy into situations that's not helping you grow. And again, everything needs to grow, whether it's plants, relationships, you.
And when you realize that things are stagnant, whether it's with the individual, in most cases, individual, or even your workplace, if you're still in the same position,
yes. People be like, I hate my job.
You might want to take a look at it, a deeper look, because everything is about growth. If you're stagnant, take a look at it. Because everything is about growth. And even in that, and being stagnant, a lot of people don't realize that shows the level of love you have for yourself.
Seriously, because I would never stay at a job that I hate for you. Like, no, I'm not saying quit your job until you have another one, but don't stay there if it's not making you happy, if you're not growing in that workplace.
Know your worth.
Yeah. There you go. Know
Don't
your
settle
worth
for
and
less.
add tax, okay?
Don't settle for less.
Don't settle.
Know your worth.
I'm tired of seeing it. I'm tired of hearing about it. I just need us to elevate. I just need us to come on one accord and be a better, like,
Hmm.
just let's get better with knowing ourselves and know what's best for us and taking those trips or going to that spa date or going to that hair appointment or that nail appointment or just do it, have a lunch with yourself, take yourself on a
Yes.
date, buy yourself some flowers, whatever it is
And
that
only
you
connect
enjoy.
with people that's gonna feed you
Water
in a
you
positive way.
in a positive way.
You know?
Listen, I can't water somebody who ain't watering me.
Come on
I
now.
just can't do it. It's just like I'm helping you grow and I'm pouring all my water out
And before you know, my cup is empty now.
I can't pour from no empty cup. I just can't do it. None of us can. Honestly, that's where we don't want to be burnt out. We don't want the stress. We don't want that. We're trying to heal
and elevate.
and elevate. Listen, navigate to elevate. Okay.
Yes. Identify. Move on.
Move on. Don't sit there and dwell and linger and be stuck in your head and play it over and over.
Don't do
Don't
that.
do those things.
Know when to let go.
Literally.
You have to. You have to know when to let go.
Literally.
And it's okay. It's okay. Because one thing about it, if you don't love you, who will? If you don't know how to love you properly, how would you be able to
you
somebody
tell
else to
people how to
understand
treat
how?
you?
Exactly. Like, know your worth.
Know
please.
your worth. You
know your
tell
worth.
people how to treat you, whether it's with your actions or how you keep going back. Oh, she ain't going nowhere. They're going to keep doing the same.
Girl.
Because they know. They're like,
because I know my ex-husband popped out. I'm going to leave it. I just thought about it when you said it.
I got her into it. Because they feel like they know you better than you know yourself. Or she loved me this much. I could do this. I could do. Prove them wrong, baby. Prove them wrong.
Love you. Put you first. Put yourself first. Nobody else is going to do it for you. You have to put yourself first. So self-love, self-care, self-respect, self-discipline. You need to take ownership of all of that. That's the only way you're going to be able to move forward, elevate higher, and be great.
Seriously, and pray. You need to pray on it. Ask God, listen, I need help.
Need guidance.
He got us. Like, listen, I need help.
You need that light to shine down.
Seriously.
So that you can see the path clearly.
Seriously.
Even in your dark days, dark time, or even dark hour. You need that light to shine down so that you can see the path clearly, okay? You need it. We all do. We all do. So definitely pray. Pray, then meditate.
Help me to seriously help me with my self-care routine. Help me to love myself better. Help me to build better relationships. Help me with budgeting. Like whatever you need help with to feel like you need to take that trip or you need to do those things that you need to do. God is there, and I'm not just saying this. I ain't just blabbering. I ain't just talking. I've been there. Listen, God, I need you more than ever before. I need you with helping me to learn to love myself. Because I wrote on one of my vision boards, trying to get back to loving myself, and I had to think. I don't ever think I was in a space where I ever really loved myself, and so. Being where I am now and loving myself fully, wholly, authentically, listen, nothing can't stop this shine. Nothing can't stop this growth. Nothing can't stop this movement. Listen, I'm elevating. I'm healing. And that's another thing. Like a lot of people don't understand how people, get through things or how she's so strong. Is you have to want it. So you have to want to heal. You have to want to do better. Seriously, listen, we just here to get y'all.
Because the word does say God will grant you your heart's desire, right? So if there's something that your heart desires,
stand on that word.
You have to. You have to
stand on that word. I swear. Listen, when I say we just,
it's the rock.
Put it in motion and He made it flow. I'm grateful. My podcast, this is my new self-care. Doing open mic. We did open mic yesterday. We
Last
killed
night, yeah.
it. We killed it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like that. Those things are my new self-care. Like
And we will be posting it.
on our YouTube and our Instagram.
We did solos and we did one together. So it's very powerful. It's very impactful. And we would love for you all. Yes, just definitely. We would love for you all to comment, share, even share this YouTube, this Instagram. Yes, definitely. And comment. You know, if anything that we've said has helped you in any kind of way, comment. If you have questions about how we navigate in different areas of our lives,
reach out.
Like we
want to hear what you guys do for your self-care regimen. Like, you know, what are some things you're doing?
Yeah, you may be able to help me. Yeah, you know, you might have something that I'm like, I need to try that out. And that's another thing too that I'm glad that you made mention of that, because that's another thing that I wanted to also say. You have to sit down and think about the things that make you happy, the things that brings you peace and joy. And when you identify what those things are, utilize those things as your way of self-care. Because self-care is about loving yourself and having peace and being fulfilled with joy. So definitely do that. Like whatever it is, just sit down and just think about what is it that you can do to make you happy. If it's writing poetry, if it's journaling, if it's traveling, if it's shopping, only if you got the money. If you ain't got it, don't do it.
Don't overdo it, man. Just know, okay.
Or thrifting.
I love thrifting.
I said I was going to try. I've never done thrifting, but
what?
I have a best friend that do thrifting, and you do thrifting. My baby girl asked me about doing thrifting. I'm like, okay, I could try it and see. You know, I'm pretty sure there'd be some things in that line. I might get a little creative.
Look around, like at the antique shop.
Girl. I might decide to take a couple of pieces and, you know, act like I'm a fashion designer. I'm very creative. You just never know.
Never know. Like literally, you never know. So try new things also.
Exactly.
Like you never know. You're like, oh, I really enjoy this. Like I can't paint for nothing, but I love painting with a little sip on the side. I can't. I'm not too good at it, but I love doing vision boards. That's self-care for me as well. I'm gonna do one.
For me, it's traveling. I'm sorry, but it's traveling. I just like to go everywhere. I like to go. I'm that person. I like to go. I don't like just staying in the house doing nothing. I like to go. So every chance I get, I'm out.
Pizza about every season.
Yep, and that's another thing too, because like I think when COVID hit, that's when I really got go. I was like,
yeah, you see how life's so short.
They said if you breathe too close to somebody, you can die.
Listen.
I'm gonna go.
Let me go live it up real quick.
Right. I'm gonna just go have fun, enjoy life to the best of my ability.
Seriously.
And love on me.
Seriously, we gotta go to the next state over. I know you in Philly, you can go to New Jersey to the beach in Jersey. You in Georgia, you can go to Florida to the beach. You can go to Savannah to the beach, like
Tybee
Island. Seriously, again, take those staycations. Go book you a room. Go to the pool. Go swimming at. Yeah, it's a lot of places where you can that's quick.
And if you don't really like water like that, I'm like, who doesn't? Right. But if you really don't like water like that, you can go to the mountains, the cabins.
Oh my God.
You can do that. Get higher up.
Poconos, Tennessee. Listen, take those trips. Like literally the mountains. Yeah, it really helps to reduce that stress. So you're like, oh my God, you start adding up those numbers. No, relax. Take a deep breath. It's not that easy. It's not easy. You just literally have to plan accordingly. If you know you want to go in July, start planning it 6 months ahead. Like
I say a year ahead, especially if this is something that you're not used to doing.
Yeah,
plan a year ahead. That way, you'll be able to not only have that trip paid for, but if you want to have a little money on the side, you can have a little money on the side. But again, it also just depends on how much it costs. So you may be able to do 6 months if it's not far.
Yeah.
And if the place is not too expensive. But like definitely plan ahead. I promise y'all, when you get out there and you decide to go and enjoy life, you have a different outlook on everything. And everything will mean something to you in its own little way, as they call this matrix. Its own little way. It'll mean something to you. Like when you go to the mountains and the trees start talking to you and stuff.
Speaking of that, I have this video where like I'm standing outside and like this tree branch like literally just falls right at my feet as if it's bowing down to me. And I'm just like feeling so grounding. Oh my God, that's another form of self-care that I do that I love to do.
So tell them what grounding is.
You go outside in grass, you take your shoes off, and you just walk and you just feeling like it is empowering to me. And I even like sometimes like put my hand against the trees and just get a little recharging in there. And I swear the tree, that's where we get our oxygen from anyway. So it's just like the trees talk to you. I'm telling you, and please don't call me crazy, but I swear
every living thing
literally does. And they like I feel like that was them saying you on the right track. You doing what you need to be doing. I set these plans in place and I'm actually following through with them. It's like this is big for me. Like if you know me, like I probably didn't do so much or plan to do so many things that I haven't done in the past, but just to do something and stick with it, it's just like that's self-care for me. Like you're actually doing what you said you was gonna do. Like I'm proud of myself.
Making it happen.
Shout out to me.
Skirt.
Yes, guys. So
it's been great.
It's been a really
enjoyed this particular segment. And we'll be back next week. But before we go, please make sure you subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Share, like, comment, whatever you feel the need to do. Be our guest and do it. Talk back. We want you to talk back, And until next time,
bye.